interesting session today. Uh, we're joined by some friends. Um, Hi, nice to see you. This is Samridhi. Hi, Samridhi. This
Hi, how are you, Jen?
is good. This is Jagat here. Glad to connect. We're just
Nice
waiting
to
for
see you. Nice to
waiting.
see you, Jagat.
Likewise. Likewise. I hope you didn't have any issues signing in.
Absolutely not. It's a
Hi,
smooth sign in.
hi, Karan. Glad to connect. Jagat,
Hi, good evening. How are you?
doing okay. Doing all right. You're both in Delhi. There is Mr. Vijetha.
Hey, hi guys, what's up? So
Yeah, so Vijetha, you two are in Delhi?
I'm in Bengaluru, number
Oh,
Bengaluru.
I see.
I'm the Bengaluru guy. And hey, thanks guys, thanks Karan, thanks Samridhi, thanks Jagat. I think we're waiting for Roli to join in as well.
Roli and
So
I think Dr. Moitreyee.
yes,
Moitreyee.
yes. But
Moitreyee.
then in the interest of time, we not waste too much of it. And good evening, everyone. This is a very beautiful Sunday, at least in number Bengaluru. And I don't know how cold it is in Faridabad, or how bad is it in whatever, whichever way one wants to
Not at
call
all.
it.
Not at all.
Alrighty. So fantastic. So this is Startup Sunday. This is an informal boardroom. So Karan, Samriddhi, and Jagat, as you guys know, that it's about sharing your challenges, and of course, it's a showcase. So just to let you know that the Vidphone is a platform where Jagat is a co-founder, and obviously it is also going to be there in terms of the Vidphone TV. But he also has been kind enough to put it out on the YouTube, which is on Facebook. So this is a showcase opportunity. Okay. And yes, let us not run away from the fact that there are lots of challenges. There is a lot of, the industry is tough, but that's okay. That's life. That's how it is. This is a chosen path for every single entrepreneur. So without further ado, and we have quite a few folks who have already joined us in. So it's going to be a round table. So what it matters is that somebody, Karan, you guys talk about your challenges. Jagat
Mhm.
also will talk about the challenges that he's facing in Vidphone, and then we try to see that in our conversation, can we help each other out? Is there
Sure.
something that we can do for each other? Is it because I believe very strongly, and I think Jagat is a proponent that we have so many institutions. You all have been part of so many activities, etc. But the founders ultimately are the folks who can help each other out. So that's the crux of it. And without wasting too much time, Karan and Samriddhi, just talk about what you guys are doing, what's happening, how's life in the startup ecosystem and your entrepreneurial world. So go for it. No, we always give the ladies first. So Samriddhi, you go for it. Then Karan, you're next, and then Jagat. So let's crack it. It's 5:03. So let's go for it.
All right, great. I lost you guys for just a little bit, but
Don't
I
worry.
just heard go
Talk
for
about
it.
yourself. Yeah, talk about it.
I
Yep,
heard
go
go
for
for
it.
it. So allow me to share my screen with you right now.
Yeah, please, Samriddhi, go for it. Yeah, please do that.
There. I hope you all can see the screen.
Yes, we can. Thank you.
All right, great. So today, Karan and I are very excited to introduce Quest to you guys. Quest is a peer-to-peer shipping platform. So we are trying and we are poised to provide a sustainable solution to the current expensive, time-consuming, and eco-unfriendly traditional means of shipping. Currently, we bring two kinds of people together on the platform. One is a traveler and one is a requester. To us, traveler is someone who's willing to share the excess space in their baggage or their vehicle to ship consumer products for a requester who might be anywhere in the world. Domestically, that person could be a domestic user or internationally as well. So, trying to achieve this feat of disruption are Karan and I. We're the founders of Quest, and we together we have Vipul Singh with us, who's the CTO, and he's currently based in the US. Here are the challenges. Karan, if you take it forward.
Sure. Thank you, Samridhi. So currently, the two biggest challenges we face are critical mass and insurance. Critical mass means for every traveler we have a requester, and for every requester we have a traveler. We need to ensure that the ratio is at least 1:1 for our platform to work seamlessly. That would be the biggest one. Second one is insurance. So a lot of companies working outside on a similar concept provide insurance for all the transactions. They are all insured to a certain sum value, usually around $1,000 US, and we want to do that. We want to do the same for all our transactions for all our users on our platform. We know that this is something very new. We have, in fact, spent a lot of time in the earlier stages trying to get people to get used to the idea, to try to tell them that this is a safe process. And so now with insurance coming in, this would actually allow people to carry out transactions stress-free, both for the travelers and for the requesters. And in India currently, owing to the insurance framework, we've not had a lot of success in finding a partner for this need of ours. So I mean, this is something which we are currently working on.
Right.
Thank
So
you
I
so much,
think,
Karan.
that's it from us.
Awesome, awesome. So, guys, very quickly before I move on to Roli, how is life? How tough is it? And how you guys doing?
Uh,
Be honest, okay? No worries on that front. Just be honest.
Yeah, sure. I think Samridhi would agree with me on this that I mean this is something which we're very passionate about. So I think this is all about perception. I was sailing. I was in the merchant navy for a decade before I left. Samridhi was she had a very cushy job with New York Times before she left. So I think working on something which you're very passionate about has made the journey easier for us. Nothing comes easy though, yes. And especially with the COVID hitting us, I mean, we are essentially a part of the tourism industry, so it has hit us head on. So we're trying to recover. We have put in a lot of efforts to try and get back to pre-COVID levels. Things are definitely tight right now. We are a bootstrapped startup, so we're trying to conserve all our efforts and capital and trying to find that golden path which would sort of help us sustain right now and then thrive later.
Awesome, awesome. Thanks so much, Karan. So just I mean, my heart beats for people from the tourism hospitality sector because I've also got a lot of very, very close friends because I work with Taj and a lot of entrepreneurs on that front. So I think, Karan and Samruddhi, there's a lot of potential for people who are going as students, people who are traveling to the shopping destinations like Dubai or whatever it is, because they want to shop a lot. But then there are also people who travel light because they're going on business, short trips, and
Right.
maybe, like somehow you have to create that. Yeah, backpackers, whatever. So, you got to figure out how that merger of communications can happen. And great startup, great idea. And guys, listen, things will change. Okay, we got to
Thank
stay
you.
Right.
positive. We got to stay positive.
Yes.
Okay, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Perfect, perfect. So, Karan and Sabri, the next slides that I want you guys to be ready with is that while you talked about the challenges, what do you see as a future, and what kind of specific support and help you want from the ecosystem and communities? What you guys got to talk about? Okay, so just prepare yourself on that and use the chat window to share more about your startup, your websites, etc., etc. You can put your LinkedIn profile, and this
Okay.
goes for everyone. All right, so because we want to create a lot of communication between the founders. Okay. So thanks
Sure.
for that, Karan. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
that, Sabri. And Roli and Moitreyee, you guys would like to talk about your startup and your challenges and what's going on with you folks. Yes, Roli and Moitreyee, Dr. Moitreyee, can you hear us? Okay, so Roli sharing. Yeah, perfect, perfect.
Yeah, so we are the founders of Zucate. We are an education technology platform for K-12 segment. So the key that we have is our augmented reality based content, which is you just have to use school textbooks to get 2D, 3D live content in front of you, and the learning is as easy as like playing games. We have multiple format testing available with us. Doubt clearing, we are number one doubt clearing platform currently in India and expanding to Middle East and Europe. We have AI-based suggestions for whatever the doubts and the content come in, so that the platform matches with the pace of the students. Provided with analytics and feedback, wherein we have more than 500 teachers across India from various boards and languages support, so that students don't face problem if they come from multilingual background. So that's what we are currently. Zucate.
Yeah, Roli, you're most welcome to. You want to talk about your challenges now? Next, Roli, do you have a slide on
Okay.
that? Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah,
Please go
so
ahead.
the current challenge that we are facing is in terms of the technology support because back when we started in 2015 and 2016 there was no support for AR because it was a very new segment. Officially only Google launched AR in 2018, so we were not able to find any support in terms of mentor technology to be used, support platforms that will help us build 2D 3D models and the environments that are required to provide the experience to the users. So it was a very tough time back then, and also till now we are not able to find risk capital for product development. Like uh, Zucate has been winner at various places like Canada India Acceleration Program, India International Science Festival, but we don't have any capital involved from anywhere coming in. So it's all the money that we have has been from only the founders, Moitreyee and me.
Of
So
course.
that's where we feel that we are lacking because and our pace has been slowed down because of that. Because AR is something that requires a studio to be built in to actually provide that experience to the students, but we don't have that much finance with us.
Okay, interesting, interesting. So, Roli, I mean, we all know that how tough the world is right now. And what I would like you guys to share also with us is that when you say risk capital, okay, is there some specific
Yeah.
kind of investor that you want? So is it an HNI? Is it a VC? Because, see, for example, I mean, I'm calling this out openly. Jagat, who's sitting quietly over there, has actually raised some funding, but he's raised it from HNIs. He's raised it from people who are, I mean, and he's been published on Your Story and other things. And yeah, it has been founders, like as a founder, because he's part of the NASCOM team as well. He's been incubated over there. He's a member of Type Bangalore. But it's all his skill set about how he has been able to convince a lot of HNIs to be able to put in a little bit of money for him. Okay. So just give a little bit of more information to us, if you don't mind, on what kind of investors are you looking for and what kind of, when you're saying that, risk capital, how much do you want to raise? Do you want to raise 1 rupee, 100 rupees, 1 lakh, 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs? What is the kind of money that you're looking for, Roli? If you can just give us an idea.
I believe Moitri will be able to answer this better.
Yeah, please, Moitreyee. Please go ahead, Dr. Moitreyee. You're on mute, I think. Yeah, we can't hear you, right? Yeah.
So we are practically trying to raise one CR, and
Okay.
that would be mostly from angels. But I have been talking to a lot of angels because I was for the last 1 year I was working with a VC firm.
All right.
So
Which one? Which one
I
is it, Dr.
mean,
Moitreyee?
so I was working with Avengers.
Ah, okay, okay. Nice, nice.
So, so that's when I realized that this capital part is quite
Okay.
missing in the present Indian scenario. I mean, if you go to the US, then probably pen paper ideas get funded, but in India, you have traction, you prove yourself, you give POCs. Still, investors are very risk averse. So that's where, AR is a brand new technology. I mean, you need to convince your customers as well as the investors also how is it going to be in the future. So that's where we find it difficult. So our target is like raising somewhere between 1 CR and 2 CR.
1 CR to 2 CR is what you're looking at. And have you started approaching
Yes.
people? Obviously, I mean, I'm sure you have. Uh,
Yeah, we have started approaching people. We are in talks with three angels right now.
okay.
So we initiated the talks somewhere around November, and things have been positive for a few of them. Let's see how it goes.
Awesome, boss. And more than anything else, we wish you all the very best in your journey.
Thank you so much. Yeah, yeah, that's what is right now needed. And the pandemic going on was like wreaking havoc on the VC sector also.
Of
So
course,
it's
of course.
like a bit of slowdown.
Yes, yes. Okay, so I mean, we talked about risk capital, and also we have been talking about the
Yeah.
fact that scaling is, a little bit slow, and making actual customers understand the tech and its usability. Yeah, it is difficult, but again, I would,
Mm.
like we don't have a choice. We have to figure out how video and the remote sales techniques and platforms can be used by us to get our customers. Okay, great. So now we have got, what I would also request you guys to do is, as when I move to Jagat, is the challenges that you're talking about, if you can just convert it to a few lines, just put it on the chat window, because how this format is that it, like each one of you will have to wear a thinking hat and see whether you can solve each other's problems or can you give some support and help as an ecosystem player. Okay. So that's what it's going to be about. So while we move to Jagat, we're going to be very crisp. The rest of you guys can just put it on the chat window, and then I'm going to reverse the order, and we'll start next. Okay. So Jagat, would you like to quickly talk about your challenges and how things are with you?
Sure. So, firstly, thanks everybody for coming, and Sunday. So I think only founders work on Sundays. It's a good thing. So it's nice. And let me just quickly run you through what we do. Let me just share my screen. So we have Vidphone. So we call it today it is the virtual office for remote work. Right. That's what it is. What quickly Vidphone is. So Vidphone is a video enabled remote work platform for knowledge professionals and organizations. And what are some key features that we have? I think now you're seeing what we have, the webinar feature, one of the few webinar platforms in the world, just completely browser based, no download, extremely secure by design. We have what's called the virtual HQ or the virtual office, through which people can do business. We also have a video meetings platform, and also Vmail and some other features which I wish you all try out. We have a free trial, and and we've been doing a lot of community initiatives like LXS, which is the League of Extraordinary Startups. We've done over 30 episodes there. Startup Sunday, we've done I think about 12 or 13 episodes. Vidphone show and other sessions. So that's quickly about Vidphone. And what are some challenges and improvement areas? So always, our industry is kind of being built right now. And when you look at really video communications becoming mainstream, I think 2020 would be remembered as the year that, video went mainstream. So I think a big thing that we think about always is the future roadmap, not only about conferencing and webinars, but what are the other tools and other, video features that enable successful remote work, right? So that's a big challenge for us. The second is, of course, the community and ecosystem development, right? We always believe, I mean, our competition, we have pretty heavy competition, in the conferencing space. But, we always believe that if India has to go further, it's not only about one or two companies, but it's about the whole ecosystem and the community has to come together, right? So that's when you have the startup kind of, the startups helping each other and moving forward. So these are a couple of areas. I'll put this in the chat log so you could, give me your suggestions.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jagat. So as I see, right, and this is something that we can kind of understand. So Jagat, you are also talking about ecosystems, right, and and communities. And I see that even in the travel world, okay, whether it was Airbnb or whether it was couch surfing or whatever, community was a very, very, very critical thing. Testimonials from travelers, testimonial from users, students, people who are whatever. I mean, whatever, it's something. So keeping that in mind, and Karan, Jagat, Roli, Samridhi, everyone, and Dr. Moitreyee as well. Now the reverse is that wear the cap for each other. Okay. So for example, how can you guys think of some kind of solution for, say, Jagat? Okay. Like how can you guys, whoever is looking for funding, and even Jagat, you're also looking for funding, I know that. But obviously you're going for the next stage of funding because you're already, you're not bootstrapped anymore. But I'm sure there's a lot of pressure on you from existing investors that, buddy, buck up and do lots more of revenue. So that pressure will always be there. And this is a word of caution for everyone, right? When you get investors on board, they are going to expect you to make lots and lots of money for them. So keep that in mind. Okay. So who would like to go first? Guys, who would like to say, like, for example, Karan or somebody, you would like to share something with Roli or with Jagat and give some thought processes, number one. Number two, another thing that you guys can do is, can you collaborate with each other? Can you partner with each other? Is there something that you guys can do in such a way that you can help each other out and make money for each other? Okay. Please don't, it's not charity here anymore. It's about making money. Okay. You might have been working in a corporate jobs and earning XYZ money, but right now, forget about it. You want to make money for yourself, your families, and for your startup. So this is about you guys. I'm going to shut up and open over. I'm just changing it over to you folks. Whoever wants to go first. This is a democracy. So whoever wants to go first.
Sure, I can. Yeah. I can try. I think what you just mentioned
Okay, I
about.
would like to go first. Uh, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, we could, we could. There were
Yeah.
two people who said they want to go
So in
first.
terms of community building and ecosystem development, so we also came across this thing during pandemic. It was very difficult to find someone, like no one talks to us what's bad happening with them. Everyone is posting good things, good stories, news articles that they got this and that. So we started building a community in the name of lonerpreneurs, so that entrepreneurs who are very lonely and they want to share something like that. So we have a community, and currently we are reaching more than 100 members. So there are CAs, lawyers, startup founders, investors, mentors in every area, and they all share their failures and stumbling blocks there. So you don't post good things there.
That is, you know, something. So that's a problem with India, okay? And I want to just call it out as well. Look, if it's tough, it's tough, right? If you don't
Yes.
talk about it, then after some time, it's going to get even worse. All right. But thanks so much, Roli, for calling it out. But okay, here we are very specific, okay? So, you know, Roli, what is the specific action? Who did you talk to about? Was this for Karan and Samridhi, or was it for Jagat? Who is this message for?
It was for Jagat, the challenge for community and ecosystem development.
Alrighty. So, do you think you can do? Can you guys collaborate with each other? Is there some synergies that you guys can see for each other?
Definitely, in terms of the ecosystem that we both have, we can share those and build a greater network together.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Who would like to go next?
Karan was saying something. Karan, you can
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, sure. So I would actually like to start by saying that if you go to our Facebook group, I mean, we are all about communities. The first pin post you would see on our group is about an initiative we launched last year when the pandemic just started, about helping startups grow. So this was something very similar, and we spoke about helping startups, and if any founders were there within our network. On the group itself, we have close to about 5,000 people, and talking about how we can help them. We gave them a platform. Not all of them had the reach as much as we do, so we gave them a platform about to just come forth, put their ideas, and see, if you could help them reach their customers. Specifically, I think community-wise, we have a lot of students on the platform. This would be to Zucate. We can definitely, again, we from our side, I think what we can do very specifically to help them is make a post about it and about Zucate and what they do, and push it on our platform. We have a lot of students, international and domestic, there, and I think we'll be able to give them a better reach, some reach through our networks as well. And I think Jagat's would be a little more, broader in that aspect, because video conferencing and all this just caters to everybody. So again, I think from what off the top of my head right now, it would be community building, and reach is
Yeah.
something which
I
we
think
can
I'd just
provide.
like to add a couple of lines to what just Karan just said. So during the pandemic, we basically opened all our resources to everybody who was on our platform. So this included, promoting whatever, if they're startup founders, if they have a product or a service to showcase, we just opened the platform to them and said, okay, you want to do this, and we'll create a post for you. You send us whatever the material is, and that's how we did it for them. And I think it was a very satisfying experience for us also, um, without having to expect something, if you were able to give back. So we can definitely do it for all the startups present here. And from what we could learn from Roli's startup is perhaps a little bit more about the technologies, about artificial intelligence and virtual reality. And because we are trying to, in near future, we're trying to incorporate certain aspects of the technology into our own platform. So augmented reality and virtual reality is something that we could definitely learn more about from you guys.
Alrighty. Interesting. Jagat, would you like to kind of give your very crisp bullet pointed insights for Karan and Roli and their startups?
I'm not so sure about bullet pointed. I'll try and give it a shot, Vijetha. So I think
Try your best. Try your best.
yeah, some of them are not easy, right? Like difficulty in finding risk capital for product development.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
that's like the classic problem, right? For bootstrapping. Yeah. Before I raised money, I bootstrapped for 9 years. I started in
Wow.
2000 and I've done all kinds of stuff over 9 years. You always have to hustle. You have to find money, and that's important. Whether it's about whether you have some savings or whether pester some family and friends and fools, as they say, to get a few lakhs in the bank to kind of run the show, or sometimes we have had situations in our 10-year journey where we've been a services company. We've done a lot of turnkey services work, but of course you have to be picky about the projects that you take. You have to take something that's really challenging, where you get a fair amount of revenue in a short period of time that's able to sustain you for another maybe 8 months or 12 months, right? So I've done that often. So yeah, there's always going to be that challenge, and I think that's the risk element you take for the rewards that you get, right? If it works, that's part of the game. But yeah, don't lack of capital. It is tough for sure, especially when your product development takes more time than you think it would. So your burn is more, and suddenly you're like stuck. That happens. But always be flexible, right? I like Bruce Lee's philosophy. He says be like water. I think it's important. It's all nice to say be a product company and just be focused on building a product, but products are tough. It's not easy to build products, and always be real, where you have cash flow with some kind of consulting that you have parallelly going on. But the work should be selective, right? You just can't build websites for everybody and stuff like that. That doesn't really make sense. So you need to build some. You need to be a little lucky also. But that's, I think, one thing that you should look at. Keep your eyes and ears open to opportunities. In fact, there was something that I learned some years back, many years back. Where as an entrepreneur, typically you have your own. It's all about vision, mission. It's all about goals and mantras. But somebody told me that just an individual having these goals. What about the universe? What if the universe has some better mission and vision and strategies and goals? So the moment you think about it that way, you begin to realize that what comes at you becomes in a very positive light. It's the universe's idea, which might be bigger than yours, right? Sometimes. So keep that open. I think that's important, right? So second, 1 second, let me scroll. So I hope that helped. I mean, keep the services option open. One of the main things you can do is to keep that 45-degree line between product and service company, right? Till you actually find PMF. The second is, lack of support for AR. I don't think that's true. We were building AR in 2017. I did POCs with PN Rao and other companies where we're doing AR suits back in 2017. I think things are better now. Maybe you could connect on the Founders Feed community. Akil works a little bit on AR, though we don't do it much now. We're focused on some other computer vision stuff, but we could, any help we could is always, we can provide. Critical mass. Yeah, it's a really tough business. I think Karan and Samridhi, I think it's very interesting business. We all have relatives who we ask, to bring stuff from the flight. And I think that's a good use case. But I think, with the pandemic situation, it's really tough, right? International travel is really down. So what can you possibly do? I think, so what are you doing? I'd like to know before I kind of comment. You can tell me, what are you doing now? I mean, now that travel is low, how do you pass your time?
So we have a few things. Once the pandemic really hit, we sort of pivoted towards a lot of earlier pre-COVID. 90% of our revenue was from international transactions, obviously because owing to the larger ticket size of every transaction. But after COVID, domestic travel opened up much earlier, obviously, and so we pivoted towards domestic transactions a lot. We provide 1 day, not even 1 day, like a few hours service, which is unparalleled across any other courier service, and with the best rates, of course. So that is something which sort of the pandemic forced us to, focus on during this. And also we partnered with a lot more travel companies. So this is something which we are already doing, getting in touch with travel companies to find travelers all over. And now we've scaled it up to 1:3, 1:4. And but I mean, very honestly, currently the situation still lies that even these guys don't have any business right now. So whatever is happening through these Vande Bharat flights and all. So whatever travelers we are having, that is through these special flights and all that. Like pre-COVID, we were at about almost 4-5 travelers from the US, which is a week a month, and now it's down to maybe one.
Yeah, so and we've also kind of taken this opportunity to position ourselves as a more community-based and community-driven organization. A lot of focus has been on, bringing people together. That's what the pandemic actually did. We just reinstated our dependence on just about everyone else. So we tried to create a more tighter community and position ourselves as a more sustainable and a community-driven sort of a platform that would, perhaps be good for us when times get better.
Okay,
Yeah,
awesome.
that's what I was kind of getting to, right? That's why I asked you what you were doing, because I said
Yeah.
I haven't studied the business. I may need some hours to kind of see how to pivot it. But as of now, I think you should just focus on keeping your community really tight and look to expand that community, because travelers will be travelers, and that's going to be your audience all through. So I think that's the best thing that you can do now. Maybe some more time, maybe we could give some more inputs. But I think, on top of my head, I don't know. But yeah, the community is very important.
Yeah, and we do have a little slide for what we're looking for currently. Just a one quick slide, if that's
Yeah,
okay.
do that. Go for it. Go for it. Please, please, please share it out.
Yeah, 1 second.
Yeah. And also, guys, your LinkedIn profiles, websites, email IDs, whatever you want to share out, please go ahead. Please do share it out.
So just very quickly, what we are looking for and what we think has worked for us in the past also is to have a network of like-minded people, and also people who might not agree with us or the idea that we are working on, because this really helps this has in the past helped us get in touch with people who could help us with the technology, get fabulous mentors on board, and also got in touch with the certain angels that could possibly mean this thing for us, investment for us. And definitely what we're looking for is a lot of money, and that could give us a runway and to sustain ourselves and also grow ourselves a little bit. So we're kind of looking at a $300,000 US dollars for an 18-month runway. So this is what we're at currently, and this is what networking is something that we cannot stress enough on in the 3 years of our experience as entrepreneurs with Quest. This is something that we think is absolutely invaluable.
Interesting. So, Samridhi, can I ask you guys one question? Okay.
Yes, please.
Like obviously, you guys have worked in corporate. You have a network of friends. This that.
Yeah.
What are the specific steps that you're taking? Because flights are changing. There are more flights coming on board. Of course, we had a bit of hiccups with the UK pandemic, whatever. But a lot of new things are happening. Students might, in the next few months, actually fly out. There may be, guided tours will be happening, etc. Right? And I think both you and Jagat are talking about community. So, what are the specific steps that you guys think you all can do to popularize your Instagram or Facebook or whatever other pages that you're running, right?
Yes.
How do you do that? What is the please?
Yeah, one of the main steps was to promote other startups that were on our platforms, and we also invited their friends and friends of friends to come on in with the condition that we'll promote it for them in our way. If you have a set design or set style of promoting things on our group, that's how we did it. So I think that also helped us gain more customers or more users organically, and also while placing us as a more community oriented startup. So I think that was like a win-win for us in both the cases.
Okay.
And then what we also have, yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, and I think also sort of putting out there, with a concept like ours, it's very important that we tell them that it's working, be it the pandemic or not. We always have to sort of, because it's so niche, we always have to be hustling towards telling people that it's safe, and that people are doing it, and that, see, look, so something like testimonials is something which we always put up, always, and we sort of really hound people to, please, how was your experience, and put it up. So they put up a post, they tell people about it. We tell people about how safe it is. We always keep them updated about travel restrictions. there is on our website, there is a page dedicated. We have Ship, Shop and Share, which is our tagline. The shop page is only about the ongoing deals in the world, what new tech has been launched, sort of. So this is to attract people so that they at least come on the site, we get some traction, they get to know what is happening, and then from there we ease them into the process. So we put up a lot of posts also about how much money they can make, so that all these things are sort of, they get the people interested. And there is, so once one day we have one leg in, that is where we sort of then tell them about our whole process, because something like this is very easy for people, which we have obviously Samridhi and I have experienced in the last 3 years, is very easy for people to shun, because they just like, no, this won't work, that's the top of their head, that's the answer. But once they do get to know about it, they do get to know how we are doing it. We have spent more than a year streamlining the process alone. We have spoken to a lot of departments. We have, continuously gone to the drawing board again. And now we have a process that works internationally and domestically. So what we sort of, through our initiatives, try and get is an opportunity to tell people that, this is how we do it, and this is why it works, and this is how it can help you. I mean, people have saved lakhs, literally lakhs. And these people, we have a customer retention rate of about 70%. Everybody on our platform who has ordered is coming back and again and again and again. And this could be for things as, as inexpensive as, let's say, some body creams. It's not just somebody thinks international shopping, they think mobiles and laptops and, big items. It's not true. We supplements, omega. I mean, you get all of this in India, but it's just about preference, and it's just about telling people. Then people think that, but why would I take the hassle of ordering an omega from the US or or Canada or wherever? So which is where we come in. Once you generated that interest and told people, what, you can earn $1,000. Okay, then they're interested. Then we tell them that, it's nothing. It's like ordering from Amazon. That's it. What you want to do is tell us what you need. You're gonna end up saving on money. You're gonna end up getting a superior product, and it's gonna be seamless process because we have spent so much effort behind it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So,
and I think we've really leveraged the power of words to change our narrative a couple of times. So we've highlighted what we have, which is a lot of supply. So we've shown that a lot of times on the platform that here, this is what we have. Instead of saying that this is a demand, supply is what we don't have, demand is what we have. So instead of saying that we don't have a supply, etc., we're saying look at the number of people who want things for us, and we've just kind of changed the narrative a lot of times and really leveraged the power of words.
So who do you tie up with? Like, who else will need your help? For example, travel business, the stakeholders are hotels, there are education institutes, then there is, obviously the travel industry, the destination man, the DMCs, destination management companies, or the airlines or whatever it is. Right? So very crisply, how are you talking to these folks? Do they bother about you guys? Is there some skin in the game that they would be involved in? How do you go about it? Very quickly.
Absolutely, very happy that you asked this question. Pre-pandemic, we had partnered with one of the five-star hotels in New Delhi to ship the luggage of um, the customers, their guests, which I think is a huge deal for a five-star hotel to be able to trust another organization with their guests' luggage. So. I wish I could name the hotel right now, but the other thing about airlines is that we did speak with an airline which has a major stake in the domestic market, and they were very, very keen since it's been quite a while. And so we were supposed to go back to them, but right when the pandemic hit, so that kind of changed our plans.
That's
But
life.
to answer your
Okay.
question quickly, yes, I mean we do see major players, big ones, being interested in the concept.
Okay, got it. Perfect. So, this is something that I would like to now, switch the focus to the Roli and Dr. Moitreyee, that, AR, VR. So, and you're talking about NCRT, you're talking about schools, you're talking about AR device companies. It could be Samsung, it could be whatever. So many companies are there. So, what are you guys doing about it? And are you facing a lot of pushback? Are you struggling to do remote sales? Like, where are the challenges that you have? What is the feedback or input from customers? Anyone, Dr. Moitreyee or Dr. Roli or Roli, anyone can go for this.
Yeah, so we before pandemic we were partnering with AR device company. So just like you have Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hotstar installed in Chrome Fire TV sticks. Similarly, Zucate would have gone into the AR wearable specs like a device, but due to pandemic, their imports got stalled because the majority of parts were and also currently it's on hold. But we are in talks, and as soon as they'll be launching, we'll have Zucate within there, and the revenue stream would be generated from there.
Hmm. Okay. And who does sales in your team?
Sorry.
Who does sales? Who goes into the market and talks to customers?
We personally go into the market to talk to customers. In our POC only, we went to 12 cities across India, wherein we had a word with customers. Also, we demo the product at various places, mostly to a crowd of more than 10,000 people. So we get collect responses from there. How do they like the AR experiences, and what are their suggestions? What product would they like to see? And because it's really hard for them, for school students to believe that something like this can actually happen, and then convince them that the parents and the teachers, schools, that they need to take it and the parents to pay for it.
Okay. Yeah, but then so this is a question. I see that at least not so much about Jagat, but both the Karans and Samridhis and even you, Dr. Moitreyee and Roli, you all depend a lot on things opening up. Okay, but like let's imagine that things don't open up,
Mhm.
and you still go to find sales. You still got to find customers. So, is there any pivots that you can think of? Is there
Yeah,
any?
we are currently building a mobile-based AR wherein from any smartphone device, students can do AR directly from their textbook.
Okay,
So then you don't require that headset device.
all right. And what is the feedback been, Roli? I mean, what are people saying about this?
Feedback has been good till now. People are liking the product, and the POC also they liked, and we have got feedback that they want uh, tests and doubt clearing integrated to AR as well. That the as soon as they view the content, it's followed by a complete pedagogical cycle, so that they end up giving tests and revision right from the augmented reality portion itself.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Okay, great. So, Jagat, I would like to ask you this question, right? I mean, see, while you are hustling and trying to, get more and more customers, and obviously you do have a lot of, there are challenges in your business as well because the large players are trying to do whatever
No,
they're
no,
doing.
there's no challenge. Now there is no
Yeah,
challenge. I told you yesterday. There is
yeah.
no challenge now. We're done with
Okay,
it.
okay. So, yeah. So Jagat, like, see, there are not two people here who one is from the travel industry and one is from the, the tech, I mean, it's a very broad-based kind of thing. So as in terms of partnerships, collaborations, and win-win collaborate, like whatever that can be done between startups, how do you see the things you can do with both the Karan and Samriddhi and also with Dr. Moitreyee and Roli? How do you think something can be worked out?
I think first good that they're all part of Founders Feed, LXS. We have 100 plus founders. So you
Yeah,
don't need to be part of the loanpreneurs.
yeah,
Just to, you can, there's a lot of positive conversations here. And I think that's the beauty of, having a group, right? Even if things are down, you just need some positive conversations happening, right, to keep you motivated. So I think it's great that they've come to Startup Sunday here. Of course, that it's really difficult businesses, so they'll take some more time to kind of really do it. But I think one thing that everyone can do is to adopt remote selling techniques,
Hmm.
remote marketing, webinars, live streaming. I think this is becoming the core of any business model today.
Hmm.
And I think the faster people move to this, the better the runway will be, right? There is no, I don't see a world where, even 3 years from now, where webinars won't be happening.
Hmm.
In fact, webinars will be the only way of marketing apart from, and even this, sometimes it comes on the Amazon Fire Stick. You can just go to YouTube and watch it on TV. So
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing today people can do. I mean, I think Vijetha will agree with me. Webinars are like the only real marketing
Yeah.
technique today
True,
that
true.
works. And this is like across sectors, across SMBs, startups, right to enterprises, right? Government of India also is only doing webinars. So
Yeah.
and of course we have Vidphone, and we have some really affordable things, so you can definitely try it out. Some of the benefits of our webinars is that you can embed them into your website, so you always drive traffic to your website as opposed to going to, let's say, a Zoom link or a Meet link where it really doesn't help your business. So what happens with our webinars is that you can put them right into your website, and you can directly, your customers know you, and actually go with the purchase plan. Apart from that, I just want to very quickly give a sneak peek. Vijetha, just give me 1 minute.
Yeah, go for it. Please show it.
And this is like just an example of like what we call, this is the Thai Bangalore's, because we do the LXS with them. This is their virtual office. So what people, it's basically got an ID here, something like your Facebook profile or a LinkedIn ID or a Twitter ID, vidphone.me/Thai Bangalore. And what people can do is people can chat. You can directly start chatting with the company. You can even directly video chat with them. You can drop your business card, so you can send in some details in case you want them to come back. You can book appointments with Thai or Vijetha or whoever is there on the other end, right? You can also watch their webinars. This was the last LXS that we did with Nikhil, so that comes up here. And so this is the virtual office. So I think that any business today who's having a difficulty in terms of marketing or sales, anything to do with the customer, the problem is that there are two sides to work. One is internal and one is external. The internal is what happens with your teams, the people that in your office. Now that, you're probably on Slack, you're on Asana, you're managing something. But what about the customers? What about, there's no marketing activities happening. There is, the customer is not coming to the office. The website's not updated. So this is going to be really powerful. And of course, you can log in and check out. We have like webinars, conferencing. We have SDKs that you can use. I closed my angel deal, it's a seed deal completely on Vidphone. We raised money from guys from Google, Harvard, KPMG, EY, Flipkart, and I only met 2 out of 10 people.
Congratulations, Jagat. That's quite a few.
Thank you. But I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying that video is so real that you can do multi-crore deals without even meeting the person before. That's the power of video. And so take it very seriously. I think all of sales, right? And Vijetha and I, we do this day in and day out, and we're always talking about how do companies and startups, enterprises, how do they and ultimately do top line, right? Right now it's all about revenues and it's all dried up, but there has to be a way, and that's where I think you need to be innovative, right? But I think if you can check out the kiosks, check out the virtual headquarters, all of these tools, there is no reason why sales will not happen. You will, you need to do something for the sales to happen. It is the actions, I think, right? And we all know, first you do some kind of marketing. You have to do some kind of marketing, get the word out there, right? So webinars are very simple. And let me tell you why it's so important, Vijetha. I mean, you asked a very relevant question, right? And we're all founders here. See, the last economy, like I'd say 2010 to 2020, it was, or even before that, it was built on what we can call the logo, right? If you think of a Facebook or, the logo had a big thing, but video, the face becomes that important because it's all about video. And the founder's face is very important in a startup, because that's the only, the founders are the only guys who can actually explain to the audience. And, Vijetha knows how simple it is to use Vidphone, right? I mean, there is no excuse to not doing webinars today. Absolutely no excuse. And I've seen this with most people. And you see, Vijetha also, like, we've been collaborating, and, thanks for your support. You will see the consistency with which we have done it for quite a few months now. And I think that's like really important, right? It's not about doing a webinar and then stopping, or doing another webinar and then stopping. It doesn't work like that. I think it's a process. Just like your salespeople do cold calls, your marketers need to do webinars. And if we have that, I'm sure that your numbers will change drastically.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is one aspect that I want to talk about, right? Sales. We did a session yesterday also about sales. It's not everyone's most popular pastime in life. Let me be very open. And how do you guys manage with that? Yeah? Because you need growth. You can't travel. Things have changed so dramatically in the last 7-8 months, right? So what is your attitude or thought processes or challenges that you face when it comes to actually selling or talking to potential customers, partners, whatever? Okay, how are you managing that situation, and is there some way that we guys can think of some ways to augment or supplement or sort out this problem? Anyone can go for it. This is hardcore selling, huh? No saying that I'm no gyan, no marketing,
Would someone
sales.
know Samridhi or Karan or maybe
Yeah,
Moitreyee?
anyone, just anyone, because this is the core, huh? Ultimately about customers and making money.
Right. So currently, Jagat and Vijetha, we're doing it absolutely completely in an organic way. So leveraging what we currently have, which is our members. So what has happened during the lifetime of our startup is that we have been a part of, either Karan or I, we've been a part of every transaction that has happened. So it has allowed us to have sort of a one-on-one relationship with our users. With 5,000 plus users who can, and we are as reachable as anyone a founder can be, so we're at an advantage there. So it becomes very easy for us to communicate anything to them. We could either send them a message, personal message, saying, hey, this is
Understood.
what we're doing. Yeah.
So how do you do it, Samriddhi? How do you do it? You use what tools
So
do you use?
we are, yeah, sure. So we are currently part of. So as we, you all know now, everything is virtual. This was true for us even before the pandemic in terms of selling.
Yeah.
So we have been part of huge communities on Facebook. We have tried to target every country specifically. Indians in Singapore, Indians in Amsterdam,
Yeah,
this in
got it, got
Paris,
it.
that is
Okay,
there.
okay,
So these
okay,
are
got it.
communities which have 100,000 members each.
All right, awesome.
So what we do is that whenever we see, and what we're trying to solve is a problem very, very core to people living in all these places. So every day you see at least 3, 4 posts popping up like, is anybody traveling? I want this, or I'm going
Yes,
here
yes,
and I have this.
yes,
So
absolutely,
we
absolutely.
just comment below it. We say that, okay, you want this? We have a community. We've spoken to the administrators beforehand. We already told them that, if any such opportunity presents itself, we're going to come out and we're going to tell them that this exists.
Hmm.
And
Also,
I mean, every time we have something like that, we have 50 people joining, 100 people joining, and then from
yeah.
there, then they see our posts, they see our pin posts, and they talk to us. They ask us about the process. And I mean, on our group also, we have all these. We have specifically laid out files for all the different aspects of the whole process. And
Yeah.
I mean, that's how we usually reach out to all
See,
the community.
yeah.
And what has really helped us again is also the relationships that we've built with certain communities. Let's say we were fortunate to have been incubated at IIT Mandi and ISP, and one leading incubator in Canada known as Genesis. So all that has really helped us build friendships and relationships. So we directly ask them, if you want something, then we ask them that, could you help us in XYZ places, or we're very vocal about it. So
Yeah.
that also helps us.
Okay, you have to be right. You have to ask. You have to, yeah. And I like that. Okay, ISB also is a huge community, and then people coming
Yeah.
in from different parts of Europe or Dubai or Singapore or whatever. There will always be the challenges of excess baggage and
Yes.
sending things across, etc., etc. What about, okay? This is another question that I have for everyone out here, right? What about B2B?
Yeah.
Corporates, whether it's Jagat or Roli or Karan, Samriddhi, whatever, right? Large customers. You want large customers because it's the same effort sometimes to do a 10,000 rupees sale to a 1 crore sale. So how do
So,
you find new customers who are willing to pay lots more money?
well, honestly, Vijetha, currently we're trying to maintain our hold over the ones that we currently have.
Okay.
So what we do is we constantly keep in touch with them, tell them this is what is happening with us, how are things with you. On a personal level, also we connect with them on LinkedIn and stuff like that. So very honestly, right now we are just very focused on retaining the ones that we have, and with their help, perhaps meet others. So we're not right now not going all out in our approach, because we need certain resources to back whatever we are claiming. So for us right now, it's really maintaining that relationship with the corporates that we already have.
Understood. Understood. Yeah, it is not easy, but obviously you want to expand. And I mean, Jagat also, guy, like he obviously he needs large customers, he needs startup founders, he needs people like you, but he also needs another 10,000 other paying customers. Okay, so we let's come back to the edtech industry. So one is that we hear about the good the okay, we hear about Byju's and we hear about Bytech Junior and we hear about Simply Learn and Unacademy, whatever it is, and then we look at Dr. Moitreyee and what you guys are doing, right, Roli and everyone, right? So how do you bridge this gap, man? How do you make people kind of say that, okay, man, we want to back you folks also because you guys are doing something very necessary and important to the ecosystem. So how do you change the conversation and attract investors? So I don't have the answer, but I'm asking you folks, what do you do? If anyone else wants to kind of wear a thinking hat on that. EdTech, such a big industry, such a big industry.
So I'll go with it.
Yeah, Dr. Maitri, but your static is happening, okay? So either you remove your headphone and talk or whatever. Yeah? Yeah, can you just, yeah, there's a lot of static. I don't know why.
Just a moment.
Yeah, don't worry about it. This is all part of the virtual world.
Is it fine?
I think, guys, do we still hear static? There's a problem, or is it better now? I think it's okay now. Yeah, talk. Let's see. Let's go ahead.
Yeah, so when it comes to Byju's and people like that, I know they have deep pockets, right? So we are practically right now not competing with them. We are not even trying to place ourselves as a competitor with Byju's. So we have differentiated there in terms of our product because we don't deliver the same kind of product that Byju's is giving. So ours is like a complete core AR product, and when we that a competition was happening and edtech was in demand, so what we did was we tweaked our module into doubt clearing. So doctoring is like the real pain in the ass when you ask for students. So what we did was we just made ourselves available on the chatbot in our website, and we cleared as many doubts as possible. Now what happens is like you just type it out and it gets cleared, no? So they find the real value that my doubt is getting cleared real time. I can get all my doubts solved, all the subjects are getting solved. So that's when we saw a major shift from existing edtech platforms to us. So now what happens is a child who was coming in June with a frequency of maybe once in a week, they come every day. Every day, every 1 hour, 2 hours, they come to us and get all their doubts solved in a go. So it's like
Yeah, understood. So,
clear.
yeah, so got it. Yeah, got it. So, this is for Roli and for you also. By the way, the static is still there. I'm not sure why. But how do you make sure that, you go to a bigger level? You can't just say that I'm speaking to 5 people, 10 people. That's a challenge that you're facing, right? AR, risk. Okay, risk capital is one thing, but here I'm talking about customers. When more customers come to you, then the risk capital also will not become risk capital. They'll say like it's good. So how do we get more customers to you? Is a question that I'm trying to figure out here.
I think if I may add one thing here.
I've already disconnected the wires.
No, it's okay. Karan, you were saying something?
Yeah, sorry. I've been fortunate enough to have some friends who have founded similar companies. One of them being Cody, Foxy, and all. I think what Byju's and White Hat's loss can be or gain. So I think it's about a narrative. I think it's about projecting yourself because a lot of these companies they're facing issues with sort of promoting a zombie culture and they're turning kids into these machines and all of that. There's a lot of news about that too. Foxy Cody actually sort of took a look from that and they sort of switched their narrative to it being about political education. And I mean, I'll share the link. You can probably see what and they say that they have actually subtly said that they're in the exact same sphere, and yet they are promoting themselves as something very different and something which is beneficial for children, something which is very required for children. They're teaching the same thing. The syllabus is almost the same, but it is being received very well. And I think this is one advantage of being a smaller company, is that you can sort of control, your narrative very very tightly, and you can present it very nicely to your, tight knit community. That this is what we do. This is what like they sort of present that Byju's is what we are not. we're not going to do this. You're afraid of that. Don't worry. With us, your kids are safe. We're not going to turn them into machines. This is what we do. And sort of then, then that trust builds in, and then you can, I think you have a better runway for
Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, guys, I mean, I don't want to get political here, but there's so much of debate happening in terms of Signal or Telegram or WhatsApp, and Jagat's favorite topic also, right? Zoom and whatever, right? What's Google Meet doing and what's Microsoft Teams doing? So we have a challenge. We will have a problem with this, okay? But we have to we can't. I mean, look, that's how it is. So what we do? So again, I come to the crux of this, right? So in this conversation that we have been having, Karan or Jagat or Roli and whatever, if it was at 6 o'clock, right? And I want to understand from you, Karan. You have heard for 1 hour, you've been hearing yourself, and you've been hearing your co-founder, and you've been hearing the rest of them. What are you going to do differently, say from Monday morning, to get in more customers and etc. 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 Right? Whatever growth metrics, whatever. Any thought processes on that? Because community is very important for you, and you have to be on Facebook, you have to be on the all these digital medias, whether you like it or not,
sure.
right? And suddenly they decide to pull the rug from your feet. So, so what do you think
You
about
put the floor away. There's no rug, there's no floor, there's nothing left.
that?
But I think so. This is something, obviously. I mean, we have been thinking about. I think more about doing things differently. We have to think about. I think it's more about what we have been doing now for the last 6 months, and reflect upon what has worked best. Because I think we are now at a point where we've run out of ideas. I mean, you can't invent something new anymore, I suppose. But we can definitely sort of go through the metrics and see what has worked the best. I think one thing which we're doing currently is, even from the communities which we have, which ones have been the most receptive. You'll always see that people in a certain geography would be more receptive to certain more things. It may depend upon the proximity to India. It may depend upon a lot of factors. But sort of, I think what we are focusing now on is data analysis. And because we have to fine tune it till the point it works. So we sort of have to keep on hacking into it and see, there is a cash crunch, we don't know when the things will open up, so we have to sustain. And for that, I think we need to really figure out what has worked. And obviously, I mean, if there's something new which we can develop or adapt to, we will. But I think given the current scenario, we really what we're doing currently is sort of data analysis and finding out what has worked best, and pushing more into it.
Interesting, very interesting. So I mean, so what the message that you're coming out is, though you are where you are, you need to do maybe 1,000 times more to make in more revenues, and you got to find more. You got. I mean, okay, it's not just about I was part of 25, 30 WhatsApp groups or Facebook groups. There has to
Correct.
be two ways. Okay, so that hustle has to never stop. It cannot stop, basically.
It cannot stop. Yes, I mean, we're trying referrals. We're trying,
Yeah.
for every person.
Yeah.
The same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're doing all that. But also, I mean, time also, we've seen, like you said, students now, right? So this is the time. So for us, these cycles also help a lot. So now students will be flying in. So that will be an interesting thing for us. We might have the ability to capture that to market in the coming months. So yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. And Roli, would you like to add some comments onto that?
Uh, what we would be doing from Monday?
Yes, something
Yeah,
different.
so we are currently planning a growth hacking event wherein we'll get lakhs of customers in
Wow.
just about a month's time. So
Wow.
we'll be launching that next week.
Okay, awesome. You must, you must share this with us. And we have added it to the various. I think you guys have been added. Some of you folks have been added to the founders feed. Jagat, I think I'm not sure if Karan has been added or whatever, but we'll add all of them into the various groups that we are part of.
I think we've added
And
all four. I think
you added
all
all
four.
four? Okay, then.
I think
Okay,
so.
then it's fine. Yeah, yeah. Because I know that I added Roli and I added Samridhi, if I'm not mistaken, but just in case I missed out. So, just keep building community, guys. And let me tell you this one thing, right? This is a lesson that I have learned over the years. And I think, Jagat, you can also add some points on that. See, for example, Jagat was part of the NASCOM, 10K startups, a huge community, and suddenly last, 9 months, 10 months back, no one has been meeting. Okay. I used to go for 3 to 4 events a day, not week, day. I repeat, per day. And Jagat knows I used to drag all these buggers also with me to all these events and everything. And then suddenly we realized that everything has stopped. So don't stop building community. Don't stop building ecosystems. And little bit of paying it forward is also important, because I tell you something, Karan and Dr. Moitreyee and Roli and even Jagat, that sometimes founders don't help each other. Okay, and don't do it for free. Figure out if there is any joint revenue stream that you guys can work on. Please do it, no problem. If you guys can come together and build massive communities, do it. And any support or help that you need, absolutely fine. It's 6:05. Any closing words for the community? Because as I said, we are on Facebook Live, we are on YouTube Live, we're going to be sharing this content to many more people. So specifically, like what I would like to do you guys to do is who you are, what you are, your designation, your startup, and what is your ask? What is your wish from the community? Whoever wants to go first, no worries. Silence covers the sky. No one is talking.
Yeah.
Whoever wants to talk first? Whoever wants to go first?
No, I think like you just spoke about not stopping building communities. I think we should just take this opportunity to just start. We'll introduce on the groups as well. We just introduce ourselves, and we will openly be asking for their support and for people to join and have a look. Uh, I mean, yeah, that's. I think we'll be looking for more members. More members equals more transactions for us. Very simple.
Awesome. And currency travel is a big industry, and there will be opportunity, there will be need. It may take some
As
time.
well. We just introduce ourselves, and we will openly be asking for their support and for people to join and have a look. I mean, yeah, that's. I think we'll be looking for more members. More members equals more transactions for us.
Absolutely.
Very simple.
Yeah, fantastic. And I think for each one of you is also important. Great. Who's next? Who wants to talk next?
Okay, so we are. I believe that this is the best time for any education technology company. As earlier, what used to happen is we would have followed a push strategy, but now everyone wants something or the other sort of edtech platform to help them with their studies, because the support is minimum or the teachers may not be online every time. So we are here to help with any kind of doubt clearing that pops up in your mind, and uh, we have a very good pool of teachers who are ready to help for in any language, any subject, at any point of time, because uh, education is something that is getting impacted because of the pandemic, and we don't want children to falter there. So we are there and uh, anytime available to help.
Awesome. And Roli and Dr. Maitri, all the best with your fundraise as well, because I think you definitely need to get some investors to back you up. You guys are doing a lot of hard work, and God, of course, Karan, that's the same for you guys also. Huh?
Thank you.
Money is money. Okay.
Yeah.
Jagat, from your side, sir.
No, thanks. I think it was really nice to meet. I think everyone met each other for the first time, so that was interesting. Of course, maybe we didn't answer all the questions. Welcome back, Samridhi. I think like, we had popped out for a while.
I think I took the lead in answering Vijetha's question, but I don't think one of you heard me, and then Karan texted me saying you're not there. So I just
No.
joined back.
Go. Why don't you say now if you remember what you're saying? Let's hear you out.
Absolutely. So, hello, everybody. Again, my name is Samridhi. I'm the co-founder of Kvest Shipping Private Limited. We are a fabulous new way of shipping things domestically and internationally. We're a set of very cool people, and we are democratizing rare exotic things that you could never have before. So you just get in touch with us. We are in a cool new Facebook group called Ship Shop Share, and we're launching a website very soon on 14th. Hopefully Makar Sankranti will be a good day for us, and looking forward to connecting with you guys, and having a lot of fun with this concept. And also for a specific set of people, we are looking to collaborate with like-minded people who have a relatively higher appetite for risk to join us and perhaps invest in us. And it's going to be a roller coaster for you, we promise.
Yeah, roller coasters and risk, right? That sounds fun. Okay, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Samridhi. That was a nice pitch. And Jagat, please, over to you, sir. Yeah.
Well, thanks. It was, the good thing is that people just met. I think that was the biggest takeaway. I think everyone made a new friend today. Apart from that, I think some new ways of thinking. Hopefully, I think of course, my business is slightly different. I would say yes. I have different challenges. Like where our competition is, dumping free product, and I have different challenges to handle. But you guys obviously have a issue where the business is low. So the only thing I want to say is like stay creative, right? It's easy to. I think productivity is overdone today. I really think that, and even data analytics, I think it's overdone. Like just my view, Karan. Disagree. But I think be creative. I think that's what's going to get you out of your problems. It's not about analyzing the current data. That's not going to help you too much because there's no business. The data will tell you there's no customers. So you need to be really creative. I think that's the one thing, and we too, right? So that's how it's going to be. Please, spread the word around, guys. So very quickly, just to tell you about Founders Feed, LXS, that group is, I think, I don't know if Vijetha briefed you. We have over 100 odd founders now, and we have built that up from ground up, right? Vijetha, with all his hard work, and of course us and the whole community. It's now 100 plus people, and these are like good founders, not just people who start up. So share some insights in that group and kind of see if there's value. Add some more people also, right? We also have LXS, League of Extraordinary Startups, which we do on the weekdays, where we profile one startup. Like we've had Beehive, we've had Flutura, a lot of very nice founders and startups. So feel free to recommend people, and best wishes, right? Good luck. I hope the business is brilliant for all of you.
Yeah. So
Thank you, Jagat.
so the WhatsApp group and other communities that we have been building, it is look, use it, man, use it well for yourselves, but bring in more people, okay? Because that's the real core of everything, right? We all contribute, we all help each other out, and please, you're most welcome to get in touch with me on LinkedIn and type Bangalore, whatever we can do for you. So many communities, and of course, stay safe, stay healthy, okay? Very important. Especially now with all the situations that we are, it's very important you guys are looking after yourself and your teams. And thank you so much. It's 6:12, so it's we don't want to make this go too long because it's an evening of Sunday that like party also, man. Let's have fun with life, okay? And God's grace, we'll catch up. Bangalore is a cool place wherever you guys are, Faridabad and wherever else. When some of us are in Bangalore, some are in other parts of the world, Pune, other things, whatever it is. Hopefully, we will all catch up because nothing to beat face to face and saying hi, hello, and rocking life. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Vijetha, Jagat. Thank you.
Bye.
Very nice to connect with you all. Thanks.
God bless. God bless.
Bye.
Have fun.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. Take care.
Bye bye.